Hello YouTube, it's Bonnie with another unboxing of a deck that I pre-ordered probably a couple of months ago. And I'm going to tell you right now, disclaimer, if you don't like videos of decks that are no longer available or aren't currently available, you can bypass this video and I will not be offended. But I did just check, and this is a pre-order I did on Etsy from the creator, and her name is Mandy Peterson. Now, Mandy Peterson also had, I became aware of this deck because she had a Kickstarter that just ended a little while ago for her new Oracle deck, which is called Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle. And you can still pre-order that deck. If you go on Kickstarter, look, do a search for Mandy Peterson or Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle. That deck is a circular Oracle deck. It kind of reminds me of the Kim Kranz's archetype Oracle deck, you know, how it's circle-like. But in the Kickstarter, she had a package where she had this current deck. You could buy her Oracle deck and get this one, but it's in a bordered, the bordered edition. There's borders around the cards. Now, I found on her Etsy shop that she was doing a pre-order of the borderless edition, and right now, literally before I started filming, I went on Etsy, and right now she has nothing in her shop right now. So if you really like this deck, it's something, you know, keep checking Etsy. If I find that it's available, I'll put a notification down at some point, you know, for this video. But yeah, so this is, without further ado, this is the Healers of the Earth Oracle. And it has been out before, it has been published before, but you know, it's sold out, and she decided to print it again, I guess in very limited quantities. So, sorry about that, but yeah, I became aware of this deck from her Kickstarter campaign because she was doing a package, buy the Oracle, her new Oracle, and then you could, you know, add this one, but in the bordered edition. And I actually did order the bordered edition as well, so that'll be coming with my Kickstarter whenever that time is. So let's look at this deck. I also saw a walkthrough of this. I believe it was Kelly Fitzgerald from Truth and Story where I saw pictures of this deck. So let's get into it. And I'm sorry, it's no longer available. Well, currently, you know, it's been available before, and then it wasn't, and then it was for pre-order. So I guess maybe she does it in small batches. So you know, she could do it again. But I just noticed that there was nothing in her shop at this current moment. All right, so it's a beautiful box, matte. I did get a little crunch here, but that's no big deal. Beautiful matte box, very minimalistic. There's the side. So there's 73 divination cards. So this is an Oracle deck, and 73 cards, that's pretty good, and guidebook. There is the back, these cards are created especially for earth sensitives, nature lovers, and those interested in personal and planetary healing. This deck contains 73 tarot-sized cards grouped into categories of 8 cards each and 1 extra card, card 0. Categories include air and atmosphere, land and earth, fire and smoke, water and rain, ice and snow, industry and technology, purification and release, spiritual hygiene, and health and healing. Also included is a 200-page manual for other manuals that offer different ways to read using the card fronts as well as the card backs, visit, and it has a website, empoweryourhealerwithin.com. Oh, so that's interesting. So you use the backs, you can use the backs. So, okay, let's get into this. It's got a pull, slide out box. Oh, and it comes with a little bag as well. So the box is bigger than the card deck because of the manual. I wasn't sure that I was going to get a little bag with this. And there's an example of the card in here. And this looks like an example of the bordered edition. All right, so let's move that aside and let's dig into the cards first. And I love this bag. It's a nice kind of linen burlap, you know, natural fiber feeling little bag. This is totally awesome. A nice little extra I wasn't expecting. All right, so let's get into these. I don't think these are edged. I don't remember. You know, sometimes when you order things from oh, they may be. Oh, I think they are. Ah, and I just knocked my candle over. Good job, Bonnie. Well, are these? Yes, these are edged in a very, very, okay, I'm going to have to bring the camera down a little bit. Muted silver. Do you see that? It's very, very muted. And I like that. It's not super shiny. I really, really like this. I think these are edged. It's almost hard to tell, but it's not. It doesn't look like regular cardstock. Yeah, I think they are. It's very, very muted because it's all uneven, and you know, if cards that aren't edged, you can see, you know, tons of lines of the artwork, but yeah. Excellent. Okay, so this is the 0 card, the intangible. Now, this is buttery soft matte cardstock. There might be just the slightest hint of a gloss, maybe, but no, I would say these are matte. Now, I would say Rose Petal feels very similar to Indie Muse Tarot, Dark Mansions, Indie Light Seers, Ethany's Bad Bitches, and the Star Seekers Tarot that I just reviewed yesterday. I published on my channel yesterday. But it is thinner, so it'll be easier to shuffle. It's not going to be super thick that, you know, small hands can't handle it. And you can see with my small hands, it's, yeah, I would say regular tarot size. These are the backs. So I guess there's a way you can use the backs in a reading. And we'll take a look at the guidebook. So let's start going through these because there's a lot to get through. So I try not to make my videos too long. All right, so the intangible, intermediate, formless, unknowable. So there are keywords down at the bottom. But I will say, for those of you who don't like it, it's not so obtrusive. You know, it's a small font, as you can see. I would say this is digital art, kind of on par with the Dream Keeper's Tarot, if you know that deck. But digital collage, definitely. Okay, this is card number 1. The clock is ticking. Okay, time to act, preventable loss, a deadline. So they did mention categories on the back, and see how this, the 0 card was the unknown. This is personal physical, so this must be one of the categories. So I guess you can use the backs. Celestial encounter, heavenly, from the stars, beyond the veil. I'm going to keep checking the backs. Cloud formations, clouded thoughts, indecision, confusion. I'm going to look at the backs to see if when the categories change. Bird's eye view, seeing the big picture, a higher perspective. Round and round, scatteredness, aimlessness, repetition. Black swan, an unforeseen event, a surprise, hindsight. Flight plan, a trip, a disappearance, a lack of closure. So if you're just getting into oracle cards, I would say this is a great deck, because it gives you right there, you don't have to consult the book, though I do read my books before I actually start using a deck. If they come with a guidebook, I do read it before I start using it. But this, you know, you've got your cheat sheet there, and it's unobtrusive, and the artwork is wonderful. Magic beanstalk, ascension, elevation, reaching new heights. The dining table, a date, a social gathering, nourishment. I don't know what kind of social gathering. There's a skull there. Okay, so now the category has changed to collective physical. Field of dreams, bounty, sustainability, a good harvest. See if I can get in just a little bit lower. I want you guys to get a good look. Fruitless labors, growth, birth, manifestation, a harvest. Quarantine. Oh gosh. Retreat, seclusion, and inward journey. How apt, right? Yeah, it's still the collective physical. Fungi funeral, moderation, sobriety, healthy choices. Nature sprite, fairies, love of nature, eco-friendliness. She's beautiful. Cherished pet, that's the card that's inside the box. Receiving care, attention, domestication. Now if you want to look in, see, this is probably what the bordered version looks like that I'm going to get with the Kickstarter deck, and this is the borderless. Shaky foundation, unsteady, lacking support, impractical. There's a wonderful digital collage work going on here. Let there be light, finding a solution, illumination, growth. Okay, so now we're into the personal emotional category. Bottled up, repressed, pent up, needing release. This reminds me of Tinkerbell caught in the, you know, jar or hourglass or something in Peter Pan. So she looks to be like the black card from the... It looks to me that this deck was done not as specifically as an oracle, but rather the artist had done a collection of artwork and made it into an oracle. So made her existing artwork fit into a, you know, oracle card format, which it reminds me of the Elizabeth on Earth oracle decks. That, and there is an unboxing and walkthrough on my channel of that. But this kind of reminds me of the same thing. But, you know, it's very well done. So she looks to be the, like, from the same series as maybe she did the artwork that she did with the Black Swan card that we just passed a little while ago towards the beginning. Quench your thirst, be receptive, rehydrate, replenish yourself. Pick up your sword. This is a very Four of Swords. Take a stand, be heard, support a cause. Little different message from the Four of Swords card in the tarot, but it kind of reminds me of it. Sacred smoke. Cleaning the air, purging negativity, prayer. I love the face. Again, see, these are probably from the same, you know, she did these around the same time, some existing artwork. Without a care, disregard, ignorance, turning a blind eye. Forest afire, passion, aliveness, flashes of inspiration. So it's another mushroom card. These crystals here. Radiotoxic, toxic environment, emotional vampires. Oh, a mermaid. Yay! Remnants of Atlantis, the past resurfacing, past lives and karma. So this is now collective emotional. We were in the personal emotional. This is collective emotional now. Braving the storm, facing difficulties, finding courage and fortitude. That's a beautiful card. Moon magic, sleep, dreams, rhythms, and cycles. Okay, so we can see this is probably from a same, they were probably created at the same time. Purity, virtue, goodness, a pillar of society. This is beautiful. Butterflies. Stars. She's beautiful. More mermaids or mer people. Ocean of love. Deep love, caring, emotional support. Oh, I love this. Again, with the water energy. Dolphin song, listening, guidance, clairaudience. Dolphins are amazing, aren't they? The way they communicate. Don't forget your umbrella. Foresight, preparedness, contingency plan. Intensity, intense feeling, sexual passion, fervor. Again, we got the skull in here. Another mermaid. Ice fishing, breakthroughs, increased self-awareness. Okay, so now we're in a different category. This is hypervigilance and illusion. Hypervigilance and illusion. And this seems to be a good card for that. Dashing through the snow, minor setbacks, delays, roadblocks. Time to fly south, travel, vacation, getting away for a while. Pole shift, a change of heart, a turnaround or reversal. Resilience, toughness, endurance, perseverance. That's kind of a thought-provoking card. Oh, this is beautiful. Feeling numb, severe stress, disassociation, shock. He reminds me kind of the expression on the, is it the Four of Cups in the Lightseers Tarot? The girl, the boho girl in there. Kind of that same kind of feeling. It seems more boredom. I don't know if it looks like severe stress, disassociation, shock in this posture, but I'll take it. Frozen in time, stuck, avoiding change, locked in the past. I think this is brilliant. I love vintage images like this. The ice thaws, relief, alleviation, better days ahead. Pleasant distraction, amusement, entertainment, captivation. I love the butterflies that appear throughout this deck. They're probably a set of prints that were done around the same time. Okay, so now we're in industry and technology category. Going off grid, unplugging, disappearing for a while. Higher learning, education, research, apprenticeship. No place like home. The comforts of home, family, leisure. And that's in the industry and technology category. The high road, doing the right thing, loyalty, ethics. Lots of horses. This is a unicorn. Anonymous, masked, hiding, secret surveillance. It looks like a plague mask. The medieval plague masks right there. I will say this card kind of reminds me, I've done Rebecca Campbell's temple rejuvenation meditation. It's a short one, but my temple looks a little bit like that when I go there. Good vibration, positive vibes, upliftment, resonance, and another thing I love are ballerinas, and she's gorgeous. The old Victrola. This is beautiful, beautiful. This would read so well, be a wonderful oracle deck to read with the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. Keeping secrets, confidentiality, privacy, concealment. Withdrawal symptoms, yearning, craving, pain over loss. She's adorable. So this is now, we're now in purification and release. Cleansing, purification, detoxification, release. So raven, crow going out the window. Again, there's another hidden skull. They're popping up everywhere. Tea of transformation. Healing, remedy, positive change. All I have to do is go through that portal. Again, there's another skull right there. And I have to say that these cards are a delight to handle. The Sky Bridge, mediumship, intuition, psychic experiences. So these images also remind me of Katrine Veltstein's Oracle deck, the Oracle of Mystical Moments, along the same vein with the digital collage art, which I love. I love a lot. So the Sky Bridge is, mediumship, intuition, psychic experiences. Breathing room, freedom of movement, space, ease. That looks kind of cluttered to me, but there's nobody else here, so I have some claustrophobia when there's too many people or things are too clustered in. Spiritual alignment, serving the greater good, focused on spirit. Processing energies, I bet we're going to be in a different category. An adjustment period, setting of energies. No, same category. Okay, this seems to be a little bit out of place. Just as far as the artwork, it has the Alice in Wonderland, White Rabbit vibe. 1111, opportunity, timelines, pay attention. No, this is still purification and release. Caught in her web, manipulation, drama, intrigue. So is this spiritual hygiene? Okay, so how many times are we our own worst enemies, or we know people who are? Drama seems to surround them like dirt surrounds the Charlie Brown character, Pigpen. Safe in your bubble, safe from harm, protected, sheltered. Another fairy card. Unretrieved soul, lost self, lack of grounding, out of body. Oh, she's so adorable. Tinkerbell vibe. Put a spell on you. Charm, seduction, being won over. Oh, she is adorable. Feng Shui butterfly. Change, renewal, releasing obstructions. Meeting your twin. Like attracts like, kindred spirit, mirror. Seer of souls, sensitivity, empathy, understanding. Akashic records, deeper knowing, archaic wisdom and history. Again, another skull. The karmic scales, justice, atonement, karmic balancing. Again, the feather versus the soul. Judgment. Kind of a feel there. The law of balance. Oh, and we just segued into empathy and relationships. The law of balance, harmony, equipoise, avoiding extremes. And there's a bunch of peace, peace signs. You see her balancing on her tiptoes. It's probably that ballerina. Just being a former dancer, I'm looking at these shoes and They're not the hard point shoes. I don't know how she's doing that on soft, soft ballerina shoes. I noticed that with the other ballerina card. Sound healing, healing tone, self-expression, and music. This is beautiful. I love this. Fantasy, imagination, conception, daydream. So it's a merry-go-round horse, lots of horses in here. Wounded healer, wisdom from experience, humanity, care. Again, there's another skull right there. Miracle, healing, answered prayers, remission. It's a beautiful card. Can't separate it from the other ones, so there we go. Hands that heal. Healing ability, magic touch, hands on. Divine feminine, yin, feminine values, maternal energy. Okay, so let's look at the book really quickly. So looks like it was copyrighted in 2018. It's funny, she has a disclaimer in there. So, table of contents about the cards. There are no these are not feel-good cards. Card imagery and suits. What is an earth sensitive? To be mainstream or not to be? Why are the skulls on the cards? Okay. The use of energy work terms. Using a spread. So she does have some spreads in here, and then she goes into the cards. So using the card backs is towards the end. Identifying what to make a focus. And a 1-card spread, 2-card spreads, about the artwork, about the author. So using a spread, she's got a 4-card past, present, future lesson spread, an 8-card spread. Then she goes into the messages, the meanings of the cards. And there's quite a bit. She has key phrases. She's got upright, message, and then the reversed meaning. So there's quite a lot to read in here. There's 200 pages. And then let's go to the back. So you get a picture of the card. It's a little one and it's black and white, but you do get a lot of content for the meanings. And okay, using the card backs. With the Healers of the Earth Oracle, both the card fronts and card backs can be used to give a tarot reading. In the case it is unclear what a card back is. Okay, in the case it is unclear what a card back is, the sides of the cards with the numbers on them are known as the card fronts. The sides of the cards without numbers are known as the card backs. If you've noticed, not every card back is identical when it comes to the phrase on the card. This is deliberate so they too can be used for a divination purpose. Due to the need to keep this version of the manual smaller, it does not contain all of the ways that the card backs were meant to be used. For a more extensive way to use card backs with healing charts, you can download the more extensive manual here. And then there's a website, so I will have to look into that. So she has a 1-card spread, 2-card spread, she goes into what the categories are. About about the artwork. The images of these cards were mainly created using stock images, which the extended rights to use them were purchased. Many of the images have been photoshopped to include elements such as snowflakes, ice, rain, sparkles, birds, and arcane circles. Most of the elements were added using Photoshop, brushes, and add-ons, which the rights to them were purchased from so-and-so. And Mandy Peterson is a professional psychic and emotional freedom technique EFT practitioner. She is the author of EFT Divination Kit, intended to use with EFT to replace muscle testing, and the Color of Love Divination Kit. She is also the author of 2 books, I Am the Lotus, Not the Muddy Pond, and a guest in their universe, an Earth's empath's dialogue with nature and animals. You can find out more about Mandy at her main website, mysticmandy.com. So you got that? mysticmandy.com. All right. So, let's just, so they do have that very matte, super matte feel of those other decks that I've mentioned earlier, Indie Lightseers, Indie Muse, that new Star Seeker Tarot, the Dark Mansions Tarot. So it has that feel when you shuffle them. It kind of, it's into clumps. But they aren't so thick, so I'm thinking that riffle shuffling them, yeah, it's not hard on my hands, but I don't like to riffle shuffle. So these are edged. The more I look at it, it's a very, very soft silver, so it's kind of hard to tell. First impressions with these cards, yes, they fall along the vein of the Oracle of Mystical Moments by Katrine Veldt-Stein, Elizabeth on Earth Oracle deck. I think this would read wonderfully with like the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. It's all along that same vein of digital collage art. And if you like that, I think it's beautiful. Again, I think it's a deck that was, I don't know if she created it, reading what we just read, if she created it because she set out to create an oracle deck, or if she had these images prepared ahead of time, because you can see there are different categories. There are the horses, there are the pictures with the skulls, there are the artwork with the humanoid figures, the fairies, and then some more vintage kind of antique-y looking imagery. So I don't know if that was intentional. And then that white rabbit card kind of seemed out of place, but it's, I'm fine with it. I think the artwork is beautiful, and I can definitely use this deck. Again, great for beginners because you saw that there's a whole lot in the guidebook, but you get the you get some cheat sheets, very inobtrusive. The fact that you can use the backs for extra divinatory purposes, I'm very looking forward to playing with. So I'm going to read the book. I'm going to go on her website for the extra manual for how to do that. And I think this is going to be a fun deck to play with. Now, I'm sorry it is not available right now. Go and check her Kickstarter on Kickstarter.com. Mandy Peterson, Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle, and then you'll see, I think it'll lead you to pre-ordering that deck if it's in your wheelhouse, and also her EFT deck, and there's a Love Divination deck of hers on there. And keep checking Etsy, her shop, to see if the cards become available again if you like these. It seems like, you know, she prints in small batches, and you know, they may become available again. So let me know what you think. Do you have this deck? Did you have the first edition or when it was printed before? What did you think? Do you have the bordered edition? What do you think about that? Do you think the art is too disjointed to be a useful oracle deck? Let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you hit a like and subscribe. And I will be back very soon. And I also want to say a thank you to every one of my subscribers. I know that the YouTube is inundated with channels like this, and a lot of them are fancier and have comedic content in them, and that's not what this is. I try to give you a really good look as best I can of the cards to help your buying choices. And I appreciate every one of you, and thank you so much for if you spent a minute or watched all the way through. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.